All right. Well, Dave, welcome.
Jay Rooksy. Let's go, baby.
Man, this is the night we've been waiting for the whole season, right?
I was talking to Paul earlier, the director of officials, who's a Hall of Fame duels director, and we were telling some stories with the other gentleman there, and I was like, Oklahoma's like second family to me, guys like yourself, hanging out with your people last night, all the people on the floor, being here for the last time that this arena is going to host. I was in Iowa last weekend. It was the 100th year anniversary of the state tournament there.
Very
and
nice.
The Missouri tournament is going on now, too. So if we get time, I'll give a shout-out to a couple of those people. But, one of the things I was texting somebody about earlier is how many kids in this meet have been in border brawl. And it's cool to see them. We take no credit. We're just smart enough to get the good kids in the meet. Like,
Sure.
We didn't develop them or anything like that. And, like maybe they worked out with us once or twice, but we're not one of those kind of people. But anyway, this is the preview before the state finals. 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, and then the two girls classes as well.
5A and 6A?
Yeah, a lot to cover.
Yeah. So, let's dive right in, and we'll kind of start with 3A, start with a team race, and then kind of look through some of the brackets and see what lines up well.
So I had this whole thing worked out earlier in the week about how the team scores work and everything.
Yep.
And then y'all just decided to have blowouts in 3.5 of the races. The one will get on the boys' side, not the girls, but on the boys' side.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about how team scoring works until it matters.
Okay, that's fair.
Just that way people don't have to go back and remember it.
I think that definitely works.
So congratulations to Coach Klein and Blackwell.
For sure.
They've been in they've been in Hall of Fame duels before. Connor's a former OSU wrestler. 163.5 points. Salina's second right now with 87. And tons of Blackwell. You see a lot of Blackwell in here. I see a Sperry guy in here. Lots of Marlowe guys as well, and Salina guys.
Yep.
So we got to talk to Mark Kirk yesterday, right?
Yep. Yes.
And he talked about Cruz Goff that he's probably the most dominant wrestler in 3A. Was that a fair sentence?
Yeah, and I believe he said that he's actually beat the returning state champion every other class as well.
Yeah, or the number one ranked guy, right?
Yes.
So that, and sometimes, like in Missouri, class 1, 2, 3, 4, we've had some amazing guys come through the small class, like a Ryan Mango. But in general, the small schools, the assumption is they're not as good. So definitely want to give a guy like Cruz, an Oklahoma State commit from Blackwell. Obviously, McPeak from Pawnee's coming to wrestle tonight. He won the Western Regional, Goff won the Eastern Regional.
Yeah.
But massive favorite here. Blackwell's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in the finals. That's a good way to win a team title, Jeremy.
It's definitely a good way. It's what gets you doubling up the second place guy.
Well, we did talk about the team points last night, where if you won, you got 10 for second place points, 2 for advancing, and then 2 to 4, depending on
1 to 2 bonus.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, 1 to 2. So can it be anywhere from 12 to 14?
Yep.
By the way, quick shout out to your daughter for having these sheets ready for us. I love
Yes.
it. Yeah. So thank
She's,
you, Haley.
I think she might join us in a few minutes.
She's an OG on this stuff, and
yeah.
I told a friend of mine, I was like, I'm just voice and eye candy tonight, but makes it a lot easier when the people are giving you all the data and making you look smart.
Yeah. So what do you see in there matchup-wise as far as Salina and Marlowe? Anything battling it out for second? So Salina's currently 14.5 ahead.
You can only get – it's 4 plus 2.
4 plus bonus, yep.
So they're 15.5 behind, so they'd have to win. Marlowe would have to win 3 more than Salina, okay? And Marlowe has 1, 2, 3. They only have 3 in the finals.
Yeah, so they can't catch them.
Well, I mean, they could score 18. That would put them – that's if they pin everybody. That would put them up 3.5 points. They would have to win all theirs, and Salina would have to lose all theirs.
So Salina clinches with a single win.
They could clinch second at 106 with Lane Walters. That's an Eastern. So you guys, it's only 2 regions here, which is a little different than Missouri. So if the seeds holds, it's Western first versus Eastern first. But the first couple weights are Eastern first and second, matching back up with each other.
Yep.
But this is also the time of the year. I was texting my buddies in Missouri today where rematches happen a lot. Good coaching staffs make adjustments. maybe like maybe I hit you in a sucker drag, and you're like, well, I'm taking that away, and besides that, I'm better.
Yep.
And then you end up turning around and beating me by 2 takedowns, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
So
I think Garrett Short's probably a heavy favorite there.
Okay.
I think Terry Wingler from Veneta is probably a heavy favorite.
So Marlowe wrestled in our St. Pius duels a couple years ago, and Tommy Miller, Ray Miller's dad, and Kellen Kazar, Keith Kazar's son. Or not son, I mean, they are both sons of very good wrestlers.
Sure.
Ray was a national champ. Kazar was an All-American. So those guys, I guess, favored?
I would, yeah.
Miller's against a third-place guy from the other region, where Kazar's got the Blackwell kid who won the region.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Bowdy's a tough kid.
Yeah.
Thomason, he's I think he's young, but extremely tough. Might be a good matchup there. The one right above that, Jesse Justice and Luke Prince there.
Tell me about Jesse Justice. That's your neck of the woods.
Yep. So Jesse's won it as a freshman last year. This is his sophomore year. He's a little banged up. Got a knee issue. He's been battling through this weekend, and he's in the finals, as you can see, looking for number 2 there.
Who is he wrestling? This Prince kid from Veneta?
Luke Prince, and I'm certain they've probably wrestled throughout the year. I don't know if they what that looks like in the past, but I'm certain they've probably wrestled somewhere along through the year.
So, overall, we don't feel like the team race is going to change a whole lot, though, right?
Yeah, I don't think first and second's probably not going anywhere.
And somebody asked me, you and I have talked about this. I'm lucky I kind of get to travel around and see a lot of really cool things. Very fortunate to do that, right?
Yep.
Truly. And we'll joke,
sure.
like, we went out last night, but, like, at the end of the day, you have to have an attitude of gratitude, right?
Yep.
That what's always compelling to me about the state tournament is dreams are realized and shattered simultaneously, right? Like if you and me wrestle in the finals,
yep, one
so
wins,
it's that old thrill of victory, agony of defeat, right?
Yep.
So like you're coming for the dream, and so am I. Only one of us can grab it.
Right. 100%, man.
So you're going to see a lot of great emotional reactions tonight, some great celebrations.
Yep.
I'll tell you one thing I'm very happy about. If somebody throws a headgear or is in the referee's over-exuberant, the referee's opinion, it's not going to cost anybody a team title.
No, I don't think that's.
Well, I mean, but you hate to see that, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I get if somebody does something way out of pocket, unsportsmanlike, but
sure.
Somebody gets excited and spikes their headgear.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, within reason, right?
Oh,
I mean, I think
sure.
you and I are a little older school, so maybe we look at it a little differently.
For sure.
I shouldn't speak for you, but like,
No, I think that's a fair statement.
You want to jump over to Class 4?
Let's do that. We'll move down to 4A, team title, team scores. So you got Tuttle also almost more than double. About
It's
two and a half
shocking that
times.
Tuttle's going to win Class 4.
It's
First time
like
ever.
I didn't see it coming. Did not see this one coming. Can't say I did. I was rightfully corrected last night.
Don't get mad at us, server. We know how good Tuttle is.
Yes.
Bobby Dub, don't give us. We're joking. It's tongue
100%.
firmly in cheek.
100%. So this is to be number 17 in a row, is what I got confirmed yesterday by Mr. Kirk.
We had a bunch of their kids in the Oklahoma border brawl,
Yes.
and they've also wrestled in Hall of Fame duels. So.
Yeah.
And they actually wrestled in the Oak Park River Forest duels we did. That's literally when Serber and Platt were on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was
crazy.
a team. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the finals. Half their team's in the finals.
7.
Yeah.
A couple of second places from the region as well.
Yep. And, I mean, this is interesting. At 126, it's the third place and the second place guy from the Western Regional.
Yep.
So the first place guy didn't make it, and second and third did.
So here's an interesting one. Obviously, Tuttle's going to win, but in the second place race, you're at Salisol's at 64 and Harris at 62.
Okay, so let's see how many Salazar's got in the finals here. They got Mayfield on, and we're looking at it in columns, folks. So we're jumping around. We apologize, but Salazar is in column A. I'm sorry, Mayfield from Salazar is in column A. And then Brody Adams is also, so they have 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Hera has Zylan Johnson.
Yep. That's a head-to-head there.
Cal Whitna.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's wrestling Bo. Bo's wrestling for number 4.
So that's a massive task. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
So
got an uphill battle there.
Hare's got to win that head-to-head.
Yeah, I think they got to win the head-to-head. And then another interesting matchup. So a great match last weekend at the regionals in the finals. Literally came down to the last few seconds on the edge of the mat. Brendan Bell is all but taken down. Somehow scrambles his way underneath, does the pass, the leg pass, comes out the back on top, catches Mayfield on his tail and grabs the second foot with his left hand. The officials that was on the whistle was on the backside, didn't see it. The perimeter officials like, hey, he's got the foot. It's a takedown. And then they got it right. I hate it for Mayfield, but, man, it was a great, great match. Literally came down to the last second of the match, and just a great match. I'm looking forward to the rematch there.
That should probably be a 1 or 2 point match, one scramble match kind of thing.
For sure.
A couple other names that stick out here: Boogie Harris,
Yes.
Gerald's son,
Also going for number 4.
headed to Mizzou.
Yep.
Okay, and Kason Kraft is a young man that's really established himself in the summertime.
Yes.
Good freestyle Greco credentials.
Yep.
And those are the kind of kids that, like, we try to get in border brawl these names. Like Kason Kraft will be a kid.
Yep.
The one we do in the fall, we have almost exclusively 160 pounds on down because of football.
Yeah.
And so we're able to get some awesome matchups, though, because, like, we're working now with Southeast Polk in Iowa, work with my guy Kelly Heineker in Kansas, and then obviously the state of Missouri. And then we're also making some headway in Illinois and Chicago.
Sure.
Joliet Catholic with Coach Cumby and those guys are trying to bring more people in and setting up like little four-man or four-boy, four-girl matchups where kids get 2 matches.
Yeah.
And you get like a kid from Missouri and then Oklahoma and Iowa and Kansas and Illinois, some combination there. And I think people like it.
Yeah.
And, you know, you win or you learn, right?
Yeah.
And
I think
you've been a crucial part of that event. I should give Jeremy a big shout out. He was the one that came up with the idea, folks, of interviewing the kids right after they wrestled. And he's so smart, he clipped the interview to the video. I didn't even know what that meant till he said it. But what that means is if you don't want to watch the whole duel, you can just watch the Jeremy Rooks beating David Mirikitani match, and then he comes over and gets interviewed, and it's clipped to that.
Yep.
And we have a lot of parents that post a lot of pictures. I think as many or more pictures got posted of the interview than of the matches.
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. They get to see their kids go win, win, win. Gives them a chance to do something a little bit different. It's fun.
Awesome idea on your part. So sincerely appreciate that. Like you did a great job of elevating us. Your staff is here. They're doing a great job taking pictures. By the way, these folks they sent pizza boxes just close enough
we can't
that
even touch
you can
them.
smell it. Like, I think there might be pepperoni grease on the back of my chair. Might happen. Look at it. And the one young lady says to me, I go, y'all torture me. She goes, you're welcome. I go, wow. Like, I don't really think I said thank you, but okay.
She's feisty. So.
Well, if she's working here and has to deal with you for 3 days, she got to be feisty.
Right.
That's a given,
right?
Yeah.
So we'll just go. Courtney Slover, thank you for helping out here. And appreciate all that and bringing the pizza and setting it close. So we got them. We got Chris over here. Haley's running around somewhere. Also, big shout out to Lynn Fowler, who's helping run the tournament. So Courtney and Lynn take care of all the brackets.
Lynn is here?
Lynn? Yeah,
Lynn is my Facebook friend. I don't know if I've ever met her in person.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I got to get a picture together.
Yeah, definitely should. She's somewhere setting up there, or maybe grabbing some dinner.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we might have. So I went up to. Somebody told me about Cattleman's.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, I'll go by Cattleman's and get like a snack because we're not going to eat till 10 o'clock tonight.
Sure.
That's not a place to get a snack.
No.
That is a place to get a hunk of beef.
Yes.
And you need time.
Yes.
Like, there's knowing laughs going on here.
Yeah.
People are like, listen,
Yeah,
you might think you know Oklahoma, but you don't really know Oklahoma. So,
that's awesome.
Do you want to get into 5A?
Yeah, let's talk about 5A. So
5A is interesting to me. So they made a decision here. They pulled their 6 down. They're 13 down to 6. They're 20 down to 13. And then plugged in a new guy at 20. They were ranked number 2, the kid they bumped out. The guy was ranked at 2 at 13, and they were ranked 1 at 20. So they would have, according to the ranks, placed 2-2-1. Now they're going to place 1-1-0.
Yeah.
That's if they win.
Sure.
So, interesting. There are 138 points. We'll have to talk about the second, third, and fourth place team race because we got a good one there.
Sure do.
And by the way, so Hardell Moore, I'm sure will be here. He and I are doing the finals tonight. So Hardell is don't say the name. Hardell is from the school that is currently in second place. Okay.
All right.
So years ago, when I was coaching junior college, there was a kid, and I'm like, hey, I want to talk to you about Jeremy Rooks from Coweta. And he goes, first of all,
Where's Coweta?
we can talk about Jeremy Rooks later. It's Coweta.
Yes.
He goes, you ain't getting nowhere. Talking to you, look at my man. Look at my man over here. Hey, I call myself out.
Yep, that's 100%. Yep. I have not heard it called Coweta.
Coweta is how I said it.
Coweta. I've heard it Coweta, but never. Yeah.
No, I screwed it all the way up.
That's
It
awesome,
wasn't even
dude.
like I got to own it, you know?
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
to own it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm it's very surprising what happened with Chickasaw. And like it didn't make a lot of sense to me. It still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. They won the dual meet states against Claremore, correct?
They did.
By like 50.
Yes, that by
We
a
got
lot.
my man over here.
Yeah.
This kid's got some head lettuce. I like this.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's come get in
solid.
here with this, right?
Yeah.
So-
So they won and the Claremore coach wrestled at Neosho Junior College or Community College.
Yep.
So we coached against him. I love Willard, good
Yep.
person. I saw him. He's like, Coach, you're like, what are you doing down in our neck of the woods? So,
Sure.
But I don't think they really had to bump these kids around to win the state title.
Right.
So anyway, I guess we'll figure out later the why. It'll be interesting.
Yep.
So
For sure.
But anyway, so Chickasha, I'm saying this right?
Chickasha, yep.
Chickasha has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the finals. Okay, so let's now team race is appropriate.
Now let's talk about team race. Let's
Okay.
talk about those points.
So the difference between first and second is 4 points. Okay, there's no advancement because you can no longer advance any further in the bracket.
Yep.
But you can still major, tech, or pin.
Yep.
So it's 1, 1.5, or 2. So if he pins me, 6 points. If I beat him, 4 points.
That's right.
Major 5, tech 5.5. Coweta is 74.5. Elgin 73. Claremore 71. So these teams could go 2-3-4, 4-3-2.
Yes.
Throw
How many
any-
does each of them have?
Let's look that up. So we'll start with Coweta, and they have 113 in the finals, 138 in the finals, 144 in the finals. So they have 3.
And I would expect if they're not favorites, they're in the match, guaranteed. Those 3 guys,
Well,
solid.
they're
top to
all
bottom.
1 versus 1s.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Okay. Elgin, I can't look at this guy without saying Coweta. I can't hold it together. So here's where Elgin is interesting. They have 1, but then they have Murderer's Row at the end.
Yeah.
They have the last 3 weights. So they're going to probably be in 4th going into the last 3 weights.
Yeah.
With a kind of
With
like
a shot.
Stillwater
Yes.
and Edmond North.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Claremore, we talked about Coach Willard and his squad. They've got. Do they not have a finalist?
I see a heavyweight here.
Just a heavyweight? They must have had a bunch of guys take 3rd and 4th, which makes sense if you have a good dual meet team like that.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to end up 4th,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I think that's fair.
Well, because they're 4th now.
Yeah. The
So, I
fourth
mean-
now, it's going to be hard to catch. It's going to be hard to make up any ground.
They can only
whatsoever.
really score 6 points,
Yeah.
and then and they're.
If the
So
other guys win a single match, then
Yeah.
they're out of the picture.
But Coweta and Elgin will be a super interesting battle for 2nd and 3rd.
I think it will be. Yep.
Any individual matchups here that you're really excited about?
I mean, I see a lot of names I know on there. A lot of kids. Should be some really good matches. Props to my guy Kyle for getting a couple of his guys in the finals with Burke and Zellers at Bishop Kelly. It's where my kid wrestled at, so I got to give him
Yeah.
a shout out. But yeah, I think there's some tough kids there, man. I think that'll be a lot of good matches in that lineup.
Lots of brothers here. Cash and Dylan Bratt, Colby and Clint Longenaker.
Yeah,
Longenaker, better than Coweta.
yeah.
We're taking a picture together afterwards, my man.
So-
that head lettuce is awesome.
Hey, so here's a fun one. Matt and I did commentary. Where was it at? Do you remember?
This season?
No, it wasn't this season. It was two years ago or something like that. I'm like, hey, Matt, sit down and do commentary with me. And so we're talking, and I'm talking.
Yeah.
He's like, yep. I think so. Yep. Nope. Like, that's the words I can get. I'm like, you're not being very good color here, buddy.
So what's interesting about doing play-by-play, so this is a good time to tell the story. Hardell and I started, I think it was it would be 8 years ago now, December 2017. And Ronnie Delk, who was then the coach at Perry,
Yep.
had listened to the podcast. And he calls me and goes, I love the podcast. I go, oh, you're the guy.
Yeah.
And so he goes, hey, I would love to have you come down and do commentary. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never done commentary. He goes, yeah, I think you'd be fine. He goes, you
Yeah.
like to talk. You're a wrestling coach. It'd be fine. And
Yeah.
I go, well, I know I don't want to do it alone.
Yeah.
It's terrible. The Olympic trials,
Yeah.
subtle flex, is the worst because it's awesome, but it's 9 hours a day by yourself.
Oh.
I love the sound of my voice, but even 9 hours, I'm like, I'll take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want somebody to do it with you. It's like us just talking about wrestling. Like me
Right.
and this young man could talk about wrestling. It's going to be fine.
100%.
It's going to be fine.
Yep.
So I go, I had met Hardell. I met Hardell at Eric Guerrero's induction in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And obviously, great choice in hindsight, right?
Oh, for
He's
sure.
killing it, right?
Yep.
I said, hey, man, you want to do play-by-play with me at the Perry tournament? He goes, I never done that, dog. I go, me neither. I go, I think 27 people are going to watch, so
Yeah.
we're ever going to
Yeah,
give
here
it a
we go.
shot. This
That's
is our
awesome.
debut.
That's awesome.
And so we owe Ronnie Delk a big thank you because Hardell's now the color commentary for Oklahoma State.
For sure.
He and I have done Big 12s together, a bunch of Hall of Fame duels together. I've had the chance to do the World Championships, the Olympic trials,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Traveled basically
All
the country.
started in Gary.
Yeah, Perry.
Perry, sorry,
Got to
not-
get Perry
yeah.
credit, yeah.
Perry, not Gary.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, for sure. It's no big, yeah, but we just, and shout out to Ronnie. Like, I sent him a message this year when I got the Olympic trials again. I was like, low key, you're a big part of this, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to thank the people that have literally been significantly contributing.
Yeah.
They gave you a chance.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm here now because somebody saw it and said, hey, he didn't screw that up. He probably won't screw this up.
Yeah.
So
Good
want to
stuff,
jump?
man.
You want to jump over to 6A?
Let's talk about 6A.
Okay,
So you know this one a little bit.
I do know this one a lot, and I actually want to at some point count. I would like to get a picture with all the kids, excuse me, that have been in border brawl, because there's probably 20 between all of them,
Okay.
and the girls
Yeah.
too.
Oh, for
So-
sure. For
All
sure.
right, so the team score, Stillwater is up by 24.5. Interesting thing last night, you and I were on the call, and the referees did not score a 3 and a 1, and it would have taken the match from a 7 to a 9-point match.
Yeah.
And the coach challenged it afterwards. They added it, changed it from a decision to a major. Another coach said you can't do that once they walk off the mat, and that was upheld. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to matter.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm friends with both coaches.
Yeah.
Those coaches actually like and respect each other.
Yeah.
And even the coach that challenged it said if I was the other guy, I would have done what he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you guys hear about that, there's a ton of respect in that conversation in the room.
Sure.
You know, like,
Sure.
we're going to try to beat each other's brains out, and then
Yeah.
the loser buys wings, and you just go back to being friends again, you know?
For sure.
So,
Yeah, I went back and watched that. They scored the match right. They just had it wrong on the computer. They got things out of order, which is what
Okay.
caused it to be like a 3 and a 2 instead of a 3 and a 3. It should have went 3-1-3, 3 takedown,
one escape.
1 escape, 3
Three take-
takedown, and it went 3-2-1 or something to that
Something
effect.
weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
So I will tell you guys this. I went out with Jeremy last night, and he was pouting. He felt genuinely bad, like he could have changed it. So first of all, the only thing you're responsible for here are all the internet outages, okay? That is your fault.
Those are 100% on me. Yes, 100%. I'll take those.
He thought I was going to give him some love. I got to zing him.
Yeah.
No, you're not responsible for that. It just happened, and the referees and the table workers are all humans.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is it's not going to change either kid's ranking or placing.
Yeah.
It's not like it flipped it from whether he beat me or lost to me. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect the team score.
Sure.
No team is going for a record that is going to 1 point's going to change.
Yeah.
It's coming off of Edmund North's
Fair.
tally.
Fair.
So I literally listen. I love to give you trouble. I'm like, bro, you gotta let it go. You gotta do that namaste and let it go.
I definitely felt better this morning after talking to the official about it and all that. So
yeah,
I'm better now.
Yeah.
Better now.
So, when you tease me about knowing these teams, so Edmond North, Stillwater, absolute pillars of the Hall of Fame duels. Okay, they've been in there from day one. Edmond North, Stillwater wrestled in the finals year 1. Edmond North, Wyoming Seminary year 2. They were both in the top 5 year 3. Tons of kids nationally ranked. Just quick on like Verrett, Sartain, Deutschlander, Jeter, and Gunnar Wilson have all wrestled in it, as well as Aiden Thomas, Eric Kasula, Julio Aguirre, Ladarian Lockett. I will tell you this, a couple years ago, Stillwater sent a squad up. You want to know who they put in a car? Lockett? Ferrari, Sam Smith, Aiden Thomas, J.J. McComas.
Nice.
Those guys might score some points at nationals down the road that we can brag about. It's so
100%.
funny. Angelo Ferrari beats Platt, which is obviously not very popular here in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know, if you're.
Yeah, I remember.
I was sitting on the floor. So most of my friends are like, "Hey man, cool seats. Who's that with you? What a duel." My one homie from New Jersey goes, "Border brawler." That's all he said.
Border brawler. That's awesome.
I was like,
very cool.
yeah, and I'm friends with Big AJ, the dad. Saw him ahead of time. Got in his picture with Eddie Woody Jr. So
awesome.
But so these matchups here on paper. So basically, Broken Arrow has 7, I think, in the finals, and Edmond North has 7 in the finals, and Stillwater has 9.
Yep.
So theoretically, Edmond North could catch them. They would need to win 6 more than Stillwater, which is just not going to happen. Like, Nas is a massive favorite, and Lockett's a massive favorite.
Yeah.
And so Stillwater's going to win the team title.
Yep.
And I'm very close with the guys from Edmond North, but that's going to happen, and it's not a problem.
Okay.
But tons of individual things to watch. Like, first of all, if you want to watch greatness, top 10 in the country, Turner Ross. Top 10 in the country, Nas Villasenor. 2 top 25 guys, Isaiah Jones, Aiden Thomas. 1 going to Little Rock, 1 going to Northern Colorado. Devin Miller going to North Carolina. Eric Kasula. Eric Kasula, great story. Came to Border Brawl, lost. 7 weeks later, goes to the P&L preseason nationals, wins a gangster bracket, and placed ahead of the kid that beat him that got OW at Border Brawl.
Nice.
And so, it's funny because, like, the kid that won Border Brawl, it was a really level up. He's in the state finals in Missouri tonight.
Yep.
Okay? So him beating Kasula was a big thing, and Chad Kasula, very supportive of the event. Like, he's texting me, like, Eric's better than that. I go, we're good. Doesn't matter to me. He acted like a civilized human being.
Yeah.
And then but we got to commentate him when he won the finals there, and I'm supposed to be switched when the kid walks right over and gives me that dap after he won the finals, and I was like, all right, bro, I got you.
Yeah.
So Devin Miller, Kasula, Thomas Toda, big upset last night over
Skidmore.
Yep. Yeah,
North.
2 double legs early.
Yep.
Held him off. Stockton Allen, absolute pinning machine.
Yeah.
Somebody recruit
Never
this
out
kid.
of a match. Never out of a match.
And your neck will be sore.
Yes.
Your neck will be
100%.
sore. Win or lose.
Win or lose.
You're getting stretched.
Yes.
You're going to lay on the rack tomorrow, roll the neck out. Tommy Verrett, Aguirre, rematch. And a bunch of these matches are matchups of the state final, dual state final rematch, okay?
Yeah.
Tommy Verrett, been Colorado, been all over the place. Got to hang out with Verrett and Jeter at the U.S. Open when Jeter made the world team.
Sure.
So that was a fun experience. And Julio Aguirre was in Border Brawl this fall, too. So really nice ship. All those kids were great to work with, too. I should say that.
Hey, man, they're coached by a great dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Missouri
Demands
guy.
respect.
Both of them. Both of them are coached by great guys. No, I mean, literally.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Missouri guys, huh?
Andy and Ethan are great guys.
Yeah.
And, so I'm so old I coached Ethan's older brother.
Okay.
We had an age conversation last night.
Yeah, we did.
It was fun.
You're still older. I don't care what
okay with
I
it.
don't care what it looks like.
I'm fine with it, yeah.
Good times.
Garrison Sartain, young man, really wrestles smart. Short for the weight class. knows that, understands that, likes to wrestle you in a phone booth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Jake Miller, a stud out of Broken Arrow. That's kind of a toss-up match, right? Like some of these, anybody can win. The Isaiah Jones-Thomas match feels like a real toss-up. The other one, there's pretty significant favorite. Doesn't mean an upset can't happen.
Sure.
Sartain Miller, great one. Deutschlander Adams, 1-0 in the dual states, correct?
Yes. Yeah,
So
it was one, yep.
Deutschlander has to pick down if it's that match. You can't.
Yeah, you gotta go down and get away. You gotta be able to get
or
away.
make him ride you.
Yeah.
Try to get a stall point. Yeah. Something, right?
Yeah.
Jay Adams, for people that don't know, Lockett's younger brother, somebody posted like all the Lockett's placed this weekend. So Petrie and then the daughter also, which we're going to get to.
Yep.
So, but that should be a great match. And Jay Adams is a really, really good football player as well. So he comes out later in the year.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing is this, almost all of these kids' losses all happened at either Ironman or Hall of Fame duels. So, like,
yeah,
I commentated on half of their losses this year.
Yeah. and it's crazy how many of those kids are undefeated if they don't go wrestle those.
Like,
but how many of them lose here or more because they're not chasing that great competition?
Cody Rutledge won Ironman and then lost to Melvin Miller.
Yeah.
Like Joe Jeter, runner-up in Ironman, lost to Devin Magro. Okay, like Tommy Verrett, placed in Ironman, lost to Sam Herring.
Yeah.
Because somebody was asking me about the duel the night before. I'm like, those three kids those three in Turner Ross can't go 1-4 and you're 1-3 and you're going to win that duel.
Right.
Like, and they just matched up badly. Okay, so Deutschlander Adams, Joe Jeter, Ishmael Guerrero, round 4. Okay.
Yeah.
State finals last year, Jeter, Coac, Jeter. Dual meet state, Ish gets the first takedown, okay?
And then that nasty Peterson.
And it's a Jeterson. I was told it's a Jeterson.
It's the Jeterson.
That's what I've been told. It's a Jeterson.
It's now no longer the Peterson. It's the Jeter. Dude, it was dirty. It was so dirty.
And he Peterson, Jeterson's him. So it's 3-0, 3-2, holding 4 near fall, so it's going to be 6-3, 3-6. And then instead of turning to the legs, traps the wrist, turns the arm north-south. Jiu-jitsu, north-south. Pin, choke.
Yeah.
So if you're Ish, first of all, you have your dad, Eric, in the corner, 3-time NCAA champ, Olympian.
Pretty good genes there.
Tongue in cheek, pretty well coached, right?
Yep.
The pressure of being a senior, trying to get your first state title against a guy that's beat you. Also difficult on the other side to beat somebody that good that many times, right?
100%.
You're going to see the game plans. If you're a Guerrero fan, he's got to get a takedown and immediately release.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what's crazy is he tried to get away from him at the duel. And
Captured the wrist.
Jeter did not let that happen.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
And Matt wrestled him right to what you just discussed. So
yeah, he puts you in the blender and he comes out on top.
Yeah.
He knows where he is. And it's interesting because I was with Jeter at the Greco World Team Trials.
Yeah.
And he kills the guy the first one because he's just wrestling. The second one, the guy gets a 2-on-1, pushes out, push him out, push him out, push him out. Gets parterre, Greco guts him, techs him. And everybody's sitting around, and he's got great coaching. He's got Sam Hayeswinkle, and then, like, he goes, what do you think, Coach? And I go, well, I can tell you what I think. He goes, what do you mean? I go, you can't do this standing around Greco stuff. He goes, what do you mean? I go, what I'm going to tell you takes a lot of courage. You have to put yourself in risky situations and trust that you're not going to lose 7 points before you kill him.
Yeah.
Because the 7-point margin there is different, you know?
Yeah.
And he was losing. He hit this sequence. I can't even describe it, but he scored like 8 points in like 12 seconds. And, everybody's celebrating, and afterwards he goes, I took the risk, Coach. And I'm like, amen. And, it's
awesome.
the man in the arena, right?
Yeah.
You get that credit. So that's a highlight match. Cody Rutledge, Trey Rios. Rutledge going to Oklahoma State. Rios going to OU.
Looks like a rematch from regionals.
Yes. Yeah, W1, W2, correct. Reyes against Lockett. I mean, Ladarian going to end up being a 4-timer unless, like, Dan Gable type of upset happens here.
Sure.
And feels like he'll start immediately at Oklahoma State next year, 165. And then Ethan Teague. And so what's interesting is they bumped those kids for the dual meet you called.
Yep.
And then bumped them back down. The thing is they couldn't weigh in that heavy because with the weight surge they got to come back down.
Yeah.
So
so they did slide Jacoby in at 65,
right,
and he wrestled 75 in the duel.
Right.
So and actually I think I don't remember exactly where they got in there. Well, it would have had to been. They put somebody else out at 65. I don't recall who they put out at 65.
You got pinned.
But
in the state tournament, in the dual state tournament.
Yeah. And then 75, they go fall.
Yeah, right.
75,
They were down 17.
90, 215.
Yeah. And then we got Lujan and Blackburn, and then Gunnar Wilson, who was also a border brawler when he was at Sapulpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Catoosa, right?
Catoosa. Yes.
Catoosa, yeah.
I apologize to the Catoosa folks.
Yeah. All right. How about the girls' side?
So it's 5A and 6A here, okay?
That's correct. 5A and 6A.
Let's pull up the team scores.
So
we got paper. We got text messages coming through.
I missed the 5A girls. 5A girls team scores. Crap.
I have it here.
Cut. All right. Let me put that up on your screens there.
It's okay. So is Little Axe the actual name of the school?
It is.
Is there a Big Axe somewhere?
I believe it's in the Norman area. I don't know specific. Hey,
is Little Axe next to like Paul Bunyan High School? Is that a thing? I got her.
That's awesome. So
Little Axe and McLeod are 2.5 points apart. So that's a great team race. Okay.
Yes.
So Little Axe has only two in the finals, though. So what you see here is the points are spread way more out. So a team doesn't have 7 or 8 in the finals, right?
Yeah.
They had a bunch of kids score points, score pins.
Yeah.
Like with a more traditional way to get to this point total, right?
Yeah.
And McLeod has 100 in the finals, 115 in the finals, 140 in the finals, 110 in the finals. They got 4 in the finals.
Yeah.
So Little Axe had 170 and
so again at the end as well. So they're going to be in the opposite corners of all those girls for
and
McLeod.
both their matchups are with, or you can pronounce that.
Ulaga
Talala.
Ulaga Talala.
That sounds like something you'd eat with hummus.
Something to that effect.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so they are going to be.
And so here you got a rematch as well at 235 with Abigail Lacey coming in and beating Vaughter. I think that's a freshman versus a sophomore.
Yeah. Hey, speaking real quick, so you're talking about kids coming over from Border Brawl. Got a chance to talk, and I'm pretty sure we got Jackson Randall's going to wrestle with us in the fall. You guys know him. Like, the Missouri people are going to be happy to see that young man.
Yeah.
But kind of a Tulsa superstar. If Roller knew how to run a good tournament, y'all might be able to get some people to come to Tulsa.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
About 2,800 every January.
No, but he's a really good kid and really good wrestler, and we got a bunch of 106, 113 kind of guys. And it's awesome to bring those kind of kids in, like Eddie Woody's coming in, Nico DeSalvo's coming in, Schreier's coming in. So excited that he's going to be in that mix and get to show what he's going to be able to do. So who's the favorite here? Was McLeod the favorite just based on having 2 more in the finals? You think?
I think they got to be, right. Like they got to be a favorite for sure with especially with the Little Axe. I mean, being
that's a rematch loss and a rematch win. So if they split, let's say they split, they win 1.
Yeah.
McLeod's probably favored here, right?
Probably, yep.
Toss up, favored, toss up. So yeah, I mean basically. McLeod can only win 2 matches, so if Little Axe wins 2, they're going to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, give me 1 second here. Haley created some cool little graphics.
Okay.
And I'm just now getting to them. Should have done this way earlier in the show, but let me cut over and
Blackwell.
Coach Klein did a hell of a job.
I just talked to him out in the parking lot. Yeah, he was walking in.
He asked for an autograph?
I asked for his autograph. 1941 was Blackwell's first state championship. Then they won it in 43. And they're going for
he's giving Cook a run for his money.
I hear that. I hear that.
I'm the historian of Oklahoma wrestling. I'm not good at English, math, science, or art, but I can talk sports, I'll tell you that.
That's awesome.
And that's Kazar kid at 44. His dad was a national champ at UCO and Bateman.
And Tommy Miller's Ray Miller's son.
Marlowe's not as good as they've been, and Blackwell's as good as they've ever been, I think.
Well, I heard the duel was just a bunch of them singing hymns together. They all got along perfectly, right?
Well, it was sad because I'm sitting where you were, and Blackwell was over there, and Marlowe was here, and I had to turn the mic off 40-some times. It got to be it was
getting a little colorful, we'll just call it that.
Well, they were using words I didn't want to be heard on the microphone. Well, Blackwell pinned 3 in a row. And Andy didn't like it, of course. And Andy looked at Connor was smiling and happy, and it upset old Andy.
Sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield.
I'll tell you, maybe the best kid on that Blackwell, that Garrett Short kid at 106.
Left is the hotel bar. We walk in, Rooks walks in ahead of me, all the Marlowe guys yell at him. I walk in 5 feet behind him, and all the Fort Dodge guys yell at me. I look at him, I go, I guess we're not sleeping tonight. Nope. Over, started hanging out with the boys.
That's funny.
Yeah, but no good story ever started out with I went to bed early.
That's
right.
So talk about any interesting matchups you see.
Well, I'm looking. Like I said, Colette's going for 4, and he has that Edgar kid from Blackwell.
As a junior.
Yeah, and no, I don't. I was looking at him at home a while ago, sitting there going over all of them. Usually you have some really, like last year we had that kid from Sperry, Benham.
Yeah.
That went to, he was a 4-timer.
Yeah.
He had a decent match, but I think that Williamson kid, Salina, you know who the coach there is.
Who's that?
Harding, West, that was at Collinsville that won all those titles.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He's at
I know who he is.
Salina.
I didn't know he was coach there.
Yeah, he's there now.
Okay.
They ran him off at Collinsville after he won 11 state titles.
Yeah.
They didn't want him to get a dozen,
Something happened. I don't know. The dirty dozen, maybe.
So Mike Kime is coaching there now, and he and I wrestled in college.
They're not as good this year.
That's where Ackland is from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just have random Oklahoma facts.
That you do. Yeah, you show up just enough to know a little bit.
Well, you got a lot of. You've got.
Wow! 50. Shots fired.
You've got 50 other states, I think.
Yeah. To be fair, I am a 50,000-foot guy.
Yeah.
We talk weekly about things on the air that are not all Oklahoma.
That's for sure.
So,
that is for sure.
Thank you, Fergie. I appreciate that.
You do. Well, yeah.
Thank you.
I follow this sport. Quite a bit.
So. How many years have you and play-by-played the finals?
I don't know. This is my 56th year to a state wrestling tournament.
Wow.
As a wrestler, coach, official, and working it.
That's awesome.
I've worked it 11 years because I quit coaching in 2015. Just 10 years.
Well, one of my favorite things to do is to go by and get a picture with each of the guys. So
yeah,
I had to put on like a decent shirt tonight, and
I'm looking for the gray sports coat, and I just ain't seen
It's
it.
here.
Oh, I do see it now.
It's right here.
It's right there.
He
I see
teases
it.
me. He goes, nothing is serious till I put the sport coat on.
Yeah,
when
he's
it-
all
is that
fun and
when it
games.
gets serious?
He's all fun and games until he puts that sports coat on. Then you don't talk to him.
Yeah, like he can tease me now. I put the jacket on and all the joking stops.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
So
Do
that's
you
awesome.
do you need to get settled in? 'Cause
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there and work on some things.
I'm gonna
and
grab
thank
a picture
guys.
with you, man. Good
yeah,
seeing
well, come
you.
down and see me.
Yep. Thanks, man.
sure. All right, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So now, okay, we're going to talk about 6A girls. And
6A
so,
girls. Yeah.
But there's an interesting story here, right? So the Edmond North team do a series of rules which makes sense, sort of. We're going to pivot this towards us.
There you go.
There we go. They were suspended for, I think it was like parents or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so in the course of doing that, a couple kids, including Bella Williams, who would have been a 4-time state champion in all likelihood, tried to compete at a different state tournament and then wasn't allowed to move back. And Bella is a superstar and wrestled in Border Brawl as well. So Edmond North has a couple kids out, which it dramatically impacts the team score, but that was their decision. Broken Arrow has the team title wrapped up. They're up 28 points on Bixby, and Bixby's 10 points ahead of Edmond North. Jenna Burkett is coaching at Bixby, so that's pretty awesome. You're doing over things here on the computer, so I'm just going to keep going. So on the 6A girls, Westmore's also 5th, and they've got some good, it looks like they've got girls wrestling in the finals at there should be, Lynn Horn is a nationally ranked young lady from Blanchard.
Yep.
So Jaden Roller, is she going? She
For
can-
number 4.
Number 4. That's a
First
massive
ever
story.
father, sibling, or
Father child.
child. Yeah, father-child combination.
So the 3 of them would have 11.
Jace won
Chase.
3. Yep.
Yeah. So Chase has to put out the garbage.
That's what we decided last night. Yep.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
at
as
Mizzou,
did I.
redshirting. Yeah. So, yeah. And Tion was great, by the way.
Tion's awesome.
Millie Aslin is another. Tons of history things going on. You know, Mark Kirk will have a lot more stuff to work on after tonight. So, and Wes Ruth, we should give him a shout out. He's done a great job on.
Wes always does a fabulous job putting this together. First one in the door, last one out the door, leading up to this. Great time.
So we were just told that when the black screen goes up, our sound goes off, so we should probably turn that off.
Got it.
Okay, is that turned off now?
It's fixed. It's fixed. Yep.
Okay,
You got
all right,
it.
beautiful. So, all right, so I think there's, in general, lots of stuff, right? Like things.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of a team,
Yeah.
or a kid, root for him or her and the team, root for the laundry, as I say.
Yeah.
People get mad at that, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But if not, celebrate the greatness And I'm telling you right now, there's a few kids that are sitting at home. Either they get a chance to get in the lineup.
Yeah.
They lost a match that they weren't supposed to. Like, the tournament here is interesting. The 4s wrestle the 5s, and if you lose, you're out.
You're out. Yeah.
There's going to be some kids. I didn't place in state as a freshman, and my last 3 years I went 104-1 and won 3 state titles. So it can be done.
Can be done.
You can jump levels, and there's somebody at home right now that's probably going to be doing that in the next 3 years. I got money on who I think it is. I'll spot you at 20 and tell you who I think it's going to be when we go off the air.
All right.
But
I'll take that.
Or we always just bet wings. By
Yeah.
Haley.
Haley.
So are we getting your daughter on the air?
We're going to put her on here for a minute.
Okay. So the real brains of EWP?
The real brains of EWP is going to join us.
Which one's hers?
Number 1. I'll let her put it on.
Thank you so much.
You might rotate that camera back around. You know how to do that, or do you need me to come down there and do that for you, Haley?
You enjoy it while you know 3 more things than she does. She's going to fly by you. In about 6 months, in about 6 months, she's going to be cutting checks to you. Not the other way around.
And ask her where her coffee's at. Yeah, ask her where her coffee's at. That's fun.
What's it like being involved in this level? Yeah, we worked together at the Beat the Street Chicago event.
Yes.
Without him. It was a great experience.
It was a great experience. It's a lot more peaceful, don't you think?
Yeah. That's fun.
I love your pops. You did do a great job without him, and then Hall of Fame duels, bunch of it. I'll coordinate this interview. What's it like, family, really? Because I coach with my dad. I always tell people my dad and I would have 1 fight a year. Like once a year, you just knock it out, blow it out, and 364 days you love them.
Yeah.
Is that close to the frequency?
I feel like now for sure it is.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of to the point that if we do disagree on something, it can be a conversation now instead of yelling at each other. Not even yelling at each other. It's usually no talking for months. Living in the
Months.
Living in the. There was one time in high school.
Till 157. Like,
oh no. There was one time in high school. I think we went a whole 3 hours or like 3 months without talking.
Wow.
So.
But I think as you both get better, you probably both respect.
Sure.
Like as you learn, you also realize innately how much he has taught you.
Yes.
And then as she's getting better, there's a party that's but also proud. Like, man, she doesn't need every good parent wants it where their kids don't need them.
Yep.
And you know how close I am with my parents. They're running around.
Yes.
And
I
don't need. They're the best. They're the best. But you don't need them. You want them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when that happens, that's when really cool things start to happen.
For sure.
And I think it has to. Like, I think us working together has put us in positions to go and do stuff like this. Like, I could have never imagined my junior, sophomore year when I was sitting in the stands here that I'd ever be down here on the floor helping. So
I think you're doing a little more than helping. I don't think you're getting coffee. I appreciate it.
Just run back the house.
I think I'm helping. I think you guys are doing it. Pretty sure that's what's going on.
We're a small piece of the puzzle, but yes.
There's a lot
you're
more
pretty
to this
integral.
tournament.
There's some integral
An
cogs,
important
though.
piece. An important piece, but small piece.
How many years have you done this tournament?
The last 3, I believe.
Yep. This
I
will be
think
our
as
third.
soon as I got out of high school, I don't think my freshman year of college we came, but my sophomore year of college, I think was my first year that we did this.
And then I know part of that first year you were actually at UCO running that little division regional over there.
Yeah, the super regionals, what they're doing today, is what they had 2 years ago.
D2 qualifier,
Yeah, the super regionals.
Nice. So, and you are also graduating, right?
I am.
In May. Biz ad degree?
Business management with a minor in information systems, actually. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now you actually know how to spend the money that you're making.
Right.
Everybody should take a finance course and an economics course just to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I do agree. Economics really did teach me a lot, and finance was fun. I wish I had a different professor. He was kind of a little dry, but finance was fun, and economics is definitely something everybody should know.
I knew I liked her. She said finance was fun. Like, all right, let's go.
I liked it better than accounting. So.
Accounting. like I always tell people, your finance person makes you rich 52 weeks of the year, and your accountant makes you look as poor as possible one day of the year. That's
fair.
That's
a really good way to put it.
It's like, because people go, do you
Shout
do
out to
that?
Mom.
I'm like, no, it's a different thing. Yeah.
Shout out to our accountant, my
Yeah,
mom.
right.
Oh, Crystal's doing that?
No, my mom.
Oh, your mom. Okay.
My
I
mom
thought
shared.
I thought.
Okay. Yeah.
Crystal's taking care of our EWP stuff, but yeah, Mom takes care of the taxes.
So the first time I really met your mom was on the drive back from the Hall of Fame duels last year when we came to Kansas City. And it was funny, we stopped, and you'll know this, there's this gas station in the middle of the highway.
The little truck stops.
Yeah, whatever it is. And your dad's truck takes, I think, about 197 gallons of gas. I think that's a guesstimate number, but like it's like watering camels. So we're sitting in the car, and somebody had kind of put something negative out about Jeremy on the internet. And I love, like, one of the things I love about my parents is how much they really love each other. And your mom went in the best way. She's like, David, I just got to get this off my chest. I'm like, okay. Like, first of all, I'm not leaving. I'm in the car.
Can't go anywhere.
Second of all, I don't know. I'm a little worried, like, I got to get this off my chest. I'm like, this is about somebody else or me, because this could get rough quick.
Yeah.
She was like, these people don't understand. They don't understand how much Jeremy works. And she went through the whole thing, and I was like, we got in the car. I texted him. I'm like, you got a good one, bro. You don't even know.
Oh, he knows. Oh, he
No,
knows.
I mean, yeah, but it was awesome. Yeah, so that's awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So you guys are doing big things in not only the state of Oklahoma, but really all over the country, right? More and more people are hiring you to do things.
Yes.
Like Chicago was cool to be hired for that.
Chicago, yeah, I love going out there. I love doing the Izzy stuff. Like, I like going out there for
Yeah.
Izzy during
Izzy?
the PNL, Izzy style wrestling.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to
Yeah.
text him and tell him we gave him a shout out.
For sure.
I will tell you a great story. I texted you, and I was like, hey, your daughter literally ran to, I think it was Best Buy. Remember our headsets didn't work?
Yeah, I had to have them DoorDash, Ubered.
They were DoorDash, yeah.
Ubered or DoorDash.
Spread it across the, yeah.
No, yeah. I was like, she hitting them high knees. I was like, I got lung burn watching that. I was like, I'd like to run, but I got to be on the air, so I can't be out of breath. She's like, yeah, right.
You ain't running nowhere.
I can't be winded. I'm sorry. I can't be sweaty. I can't glisten in case they turn the camera around.
That's awesome.
But you guys are awesome together.
Yeah.
And your wife.
Yeah.
Like, and I know your son is killing it too.
Oh man,
in what
he's doing awesome things. Just missed this tournament by a match.
He did.
So ended up 6th at the 4A East Regionals at 106 pounds, weighing a whole 92.
But he was a state champion.
Little youth. Yeah, early.
No, but in like debate or what's the other?
Oh, so
Music or?
So he's in band. He loves his saxophone. Does great things there. You know, the coaches love him there with the band side of it, or whatever they're called, band directors. Maybe that's what, not coaches.
All right, so let me get this straight. He's really smart.
He's really
He can
smart.
play a musical instrument.
Yeah.
Okay.
You scrap a little bit.
He can fight. Okay. No, I mean, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be fighting all the girls off your little
Oh,
brother.
I know.
She's gonna be going forehead, hand to the forehead.
Yeah.
Like no.
Leave him
She'd
alone.
be the old yeller.
For sure. For sure. So
Big sister fighting them off. I like it.
yeah. So what all states have you been in?
I've
For
been
tournaments.
to Cali quite a bit. That was one of the main ones that I did. Indiana, Illinois, West Virginia for one. That was a fun little
Dual
experience.
state, a high school
It was
dual-
a high school dual state tournament
That's
down in West
wild, yeah.
Virginia. Super cool people down there. Not what I expected at all. But,
Yep.
you know, I've been to Arizona once.
Nice.
I think that's about. Wisconsin. I go to the Cheesehead one in Wisconsin.
Cheesehead's a fun tournament.
Great
Cheesehead's a
tournament.
great
Yeah.
tournament.
Great
yeah.
tournament. It's interesting. It's in Kakuna.
Kakuna High School.
Kakana.
Kakana High
Let me
School.
fix that.
And
Kakana
they're
High
the
School.
Riding Ghosts.
The
is
Riding
what they
Ghost,
are.
yes.
Yep.
Kakana High School. They lay out 12 mats somehow in that gym.
In
put
this
tables.
huge gym.
Yeah,
That
it's a
is
big gym.
huge gym.
It's a big gym. So it's fun. But we've got to do. It's been fortunate. We love that we get to give back. I think that's the biggest thing about our company is we love to give back to the kids. I'll say, you know, for us, last year was the very first time in Oklahoma history that every single regional was live streamed on the air.
That's a big thing.
And you know, we get to archive all that video out there now. Those kids can grow up and say, hey, look at this when I was wrestling regionals, when I was wrestling state. It's been a great experience. You know, we do it a lot at the youth level, but here lately we've been pushing more into the junior high and high school stuff here in Oklahoma. Our goal is to get every single event across the state live streamed every time. We'd love to get there. So
That is the goal.
that is the goal, right?
This Lockett kid just walked by. He's pretty good at wrestling.
He's
all right.
Yeah.
He's okay. How much did you like doing Hall of Fame duels?
I do really like the Hall of Fame duels. I like Stillwater. I lived there for 2 years. 2 or 3 years. It's a good environment to be around.
And it's not too long of a trip for you guys.
And it's not that long of a trip either.
Yeah.
But the Hall of Fame duels are really cool because the level of wrestling that you see there, like, I don't know. Was it this year that it came down to like the heavyweight and like
it's been that way every year.
Finals?
Yes, all five duels.
All finals
like,
came
first,
down to
third,
the
fifth, seventh,
heavyweight.
ninth, all came down to the last match.
Like
That's
last
awesome.
match.
Yeah. Like we might have had some mismatches early, but the last
Yes.
rounds were like just gangster matches.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
What do we do? We're on time. We probably got to get ready, right?
yeah, we got about an hour before we're going to start. So for those that don't know, 6 o'clock. I think we're going to start announcements at 5:45.
Who's Cinnamon?
Stop.
I don't know if she's getting revenge on
I
me.
don't think I can go in.
Can we get that on We Love You Cinnamon? Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but Cinnamon owes us one.
Yeah.
Is that a dog?
I have no idea who Cinnamon.
We won't.
Okay, we're going to call it a dog.
Okay.
That feels like the
It's a
safest
dog.
answer.
That's definitely a safe answer. So,
Yeah.
well, cool. Haley, thanks for joining us.
Yes,
Dave, always a pleasure, man.
Always.
So
You love the fam. You guys
Yeah.
are doing. Thank you for including me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
you're headed over to do 6A with Hardell.
it. I am. I got to get some pictures with some people. You know, like
Yeah.
it's not. You didn't go unless you have pictures.
That's yes. I know how you and your pictures work.
I've been on the road 9 days straight. I go home tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll be back on Friday in Tulsa.
Okay.
Big
I'll-
B12s.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
The
Big
Big
12s. So.
So don't tell Roller.
Yeah, that's what he said last night on the air. He's like, "Don't tell Roller, I'll be over."
Are you
I'm
going to be
like,
down on the floor at the Big 12s or what?
I am on the floor, and I'm also will be in the Resolite suite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Shout out to our guys at Flow. Ryan. I don't think Ryan's coming this year though to the Big 12s.
Is he not?
No. So
He'll be at
Well,
the
yeah.
NCAAs though, right?
I believe so.
I think he said that. He
We're
was.
going out there. I get to go do Border Brawl on Tuesday.
yeah, Border Brawl Tuesday, the fantasy contest Wednesday. I'm doing interviews on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm also doing the Fan Fest show on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. Be fun.
Then Sunday, I'm gonna turn my phone off for about 72 hours.
I think that sounds
I'm
like a
gonna
deal.
hibernate. I'm gonna have a
Panda it up.
I'm gonna have a one-on-one relationship with DoorDash.
There you go. Those are the best. Those are the best.
That's awesome.
Lock it down. So
So I think I'm gonna head down and sit with Steve down on 3A. Do the commentary down there.
get a picture with Fergie. He's a
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah, he's awesome. I got to do it last year when Venom won his 4th. And Jesse started his. So
You'll see 2 4s probably.
Yeah.
At least the quest for 2 4s.
The quest for
I
2
say
4s will
Jesse's
happen.
a sophomore, right?
Yep. So
I'll also be doing live updates on a stream.
yeah, so let's talk about that real quick.
Yep.
So you're gonna provide a stream out there.
Yes.
It's gonna have live updates here on the EWP YouTube channel. Let's talk real quick about the shoe giveaway that we forgot to discuss.
So you guys will do the drawing like on Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
And then you will announce that, and then I will facilitate that.
Fair enough.
That's the easiest way to do that.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
So
It will probably not happen instantaneously.
Yep.
It may not happen until after NCAAs when we have to do a bunch of other orders.
Yep.
But it will get done by April 1.
Yeah. So I think that's fair.
Yeah, well, I'm
So-
just setting realistic expectations.
think that's fair.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So to get in on that, you got to be a subscriber to our channel, and you got to comment on one of these live feeds.
Yes. Yes.
Get you in the drawing for those,
Yeah.
and we'll.
And both companies are coming out with new colorways and stuff.
Yeah.
Nike's coming out with new Inflict 4s with the upside down swoosh, and Adidas is coming out with new colorways on the Addy Zeros and on the Combat Speeds.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they're going back to that old iconic white and green one that a lot of people, like back when they had the equipment.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, cool, man. Appreciate your time. Talk to y'all later.
Yes.
Have a good one.
I'm going to go to hair and makeup. I'll see you guys.